Layups have been a season-long problem, though. Admit it.
It's they've been.
But yeah, as the season goes on and you get down to the final 6 weeks of the season, you can't be missing layups. But tonight, you understand why they went after Jimmy Butler. You understand why they paid him as much as they paid him, because this is what you saw a lot of before he came. You saw Steph take a seat, and all of a sudden the offense would just go flat. And the same thing happened tonight. They were up 6 when Steph took a seat. They were down 5 when they came back. And so, and then they tied it again, but they didn't take over. You know, they didn't have command early. But the bottom line is that you want to make sure your team has a chance to win every game, and you want to make sure that you can have a chance to win in non-Steph minutes. The first thing Steve Kerr said when he got Jimmy Butler said, he's going to play all the non-Steph minutes. Then there was the one game when he didn't do that, and the team made a comeback. I think it was Houston. Made a comeback, and he said, okay, I'm going back to Jimmy with all. Well, tonight, no Jimmy at all. So the non-Steph minutes were up to everybody else, and nobody came through. And so you look at this game tonight, and you miss all the layups. You look terrible in the non-Steph minutes. And you add it up, and you lose a game.
Let's talk about the loss last night and why the Warriors lost it, the problems that we are having right now, and how we deal with this, the dependence that we have on Jimmy Butler, Stephen Curry for the offense, how no one else can create anything when Jimmy is not on the floor and Steph is not there as well, how it happened last night, and what is going to be the key factor for the Warriors moving forward. With the scenario that we have, it is clear that we rely on healthy, right? We depend on Stephen Curry being there. We depend on Jimmy Butler being there. Otherwise, things won't work. Last night, Stephen Curry actually finished with a plus-minus. We're going to look at the box score, a positive plus-minus. We're going to look at the box score. He even dunked, 13 assists, double-double. He did everything. Jimmy Butler didn't play. Announced before the game that he had a spasm in his back, was out. Hopefully he's going to be back against Charlotte. It became a key game for us right now. But no one else could create anything. And we had this problem of missing layups that I can understand. Draymond Green, I think last night lost like 3 or 4. Has lost in other games as well. Tracy Jackson, when he was in the starting lineup, was missing so many layups. Everyone, Brandon Porzingis played horribly last night. So I don't understand what is going on with the Warriors, but it's clear that Stephen Curry not being on the floor, you don't having this all-star that can call the attention of the defense, nothing is happening. And that's what was the key factor for the game last night. So I do think also that the Warriors got too confident, knowing that the 76ers was coming from 9 losses, that they are not playing well. But I think they should have been more careful. I told my wife, we were talking about the game before it started, and I said, like, this is a dangerous game. There are nothing to lose position, and they have great players. Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid wasn't there, but like the 76ers are not a bad team. They have a good coach as well. And the Warriors just fall on that trap. We're in a road trip. You always have to be more careful because the fans come together. Like, and obviously the Warriors are amazing. I don't understand how they are so good in letting unknown, and no disrespect, but not so famous players like Grimes to have their career nights against the Warriors. And Steph still tried to do everything that was possible, and we're going to see right now, but no help came through.
Well, Stephen Curry tonight is 7th double-double of the season, and the season high, 13 assists. He had 29 points, 13 assists, and it looked like he was in for one of those 40 burgers or a 50 burger. He had it rolling early, but Nick Nurse went to some janky defenses, started blitzing Steph and doubling him, and the others got going. Draymond Green scored 13 in the second half, all 13. Quentin Pulse had 16 and 9, but Steph Curry right now is on a roll, Fezzi.
Steph is playing unbelievable basketball right now, and Steph is really trying to do everything he could. He did everything tonight that he could to get the Warriors this win, getting to the rim, shooting from the three-point line, a few bailout shots here and there, just getting the Warriors going. And the 13 assists is Steph doing it all.
Right.
Not only is he scoring, he's also getting these 13 of the 33 assists. And I think Steph Curry is doing everything he can to push this Warriors to the finish line because he understands the importance of this moment. You don't want to get to the end of the season trying to make up wins there because that's going to be dangerous at the end.
Look at the box score, and let's talk about exactly what Festus just said, because it's true. Like, we were tied in the 6th and 7th seed with the Clippers. We lost the season games to the Clippers, the tiebreak against them, because we didn't win any game against the Clippers. This season has one more. And that's the kind of loss that makes an impact later later on when you are in the tiebreaker to decide who goes to a play-in or playoff spot. The Warriors had a chance to put 2 games ahead of Dallas, and we lost technically this road trip that was supposed to be one of the easy ones. Now we are playing on Monday against Charlotte, and it's a back-to-back games. We could potentially rest a few team players, a few players there, and then put everyone maximum power against the New York, which will be a challenging game with Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns, and us having to prove our small ball lineup against a tall and really good center. So now Charlotte became a very crucial game, which you're going to need. And Steve Kerr already confirmed yesterday that Stephen Curry is going to rest and then play that game. We hopefully Jimmy Butler will play as well. We probably won't have Jonathan Kuminga. I said in the last game we were expecting that we would count on him, but the Warriors likely will bring him only when we are back to the Chase Center. I don't know why that decision. I'm not a doctor. We are not there to see what is going on, but obviously I wanted to see Kuminga back. I think he's an important player for us, probably our third best scorer, and we're not gonna count on him. So you're gonna need more minutes of your other veterans like Green, Butler, and Curry, because it just became a key game. And then it's a problem because it's a back-to-back. So you see how the loss last night was beyond just that loss, how the impact that creates and how it was important to actually have get that game, and we didn't, because we really did play bad basketball when we didn't have our star Curry on the floor. And the Warriors need to have more attention on that. We need to start creating something. It's impressive with some nights, like all the players decide that they're gonna play bad. And I know that's not a coincidence, but Moody was really having a terrible shooting night. Brandon Porzingis wasn't playing good. Kevin Looney came and did a few stupid, simple falls and already created a problem. So yes, we need more help. Otherwise, anything moving for our season is going to be heavily dependent on the players, our main players being healthy. Because we don't have our cast support is not stepping up when we need that. So that's a problem. This is the schedule. The Warriors still have 3 games in their road trip. They play against Charlotte. Supposed to be an easy game if we play serious despite being on the road. The Warriors should create a lead and then being able to save minutes of their stars. Then a very tough game, in my opinion, against New York. It's going to be there. All the fans will be there. People want to see Stephen Curry playing. Karl-Anthony Towns is a very sizable center, one of the best in the league. Do good tough. It's going to have a lot for us to prove on that game. If we can win, Jalen Brunson has been an all-star, amazing player as well. And the Knicks has support. They're fighting for the playoff as well in the East Conference. So that's probably the most difficult game of this road trip. And then we wrap up in the Brooklyn Nets, which I expect another victory, obviously. And then we come back home. So a very interesting game against Detroit. Detroit that was rolling. They had a loss against Denver. But we're going to face Schroeder, right? First game after he was traded. First game back on the road trip in the Chase Center. So that's how we start March. And all these games are very key right now because between the 6th seed, the Clippers, and the Phoenix Suns that is out of the play-in right now, everything is 1 game up, 1 game down. So the Warriors needs to keep rolling, need to keep winning, need to get back on track and forget this loss against the 76ers. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think that went wrong in the game last night, and who was not the main responsible? What could have the Warriors made different to win that game? And do you believe that the Warriors right now have a Jimmy Butler and Stephen Curry dependency? Let me know your thoughts. I see you tomorrow. Have a great Sunday and bye.